Hello, welcome to another video here on the channel. My name's Ash, or Brahma18, whichever you prefer. Today we have, I guess, part 2 of my series of retro FIFAs. In the first part, we went onto FIFA 9 for the first time in over 10 years since the game was current, and really just explored the game, played the game as AC Milan and Inter Milan, and you know, we had a look through all the menus and stuff, a quick look through the soundtrack, all that good stuff, and really reminisced. And in this video today, we're going to take a closer look at manager mode, what we now know as career mode, but back then called manager mode, something we dabbled with in the first video, but we didn't really go into it too much because I was a bit worried about time constraints. Really excited to get into this one. If you haven't gone and watched back that other video, do go and check that one out first. It was so fun, just had so much fun doing it, and really cannot wait to kind of get stuck into the rest of these FIFAs. We're going to go through this one, FIFA 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, FIFA 08, etc. We're going to go through all these FIFAs, and I cannot wait. For those of you who are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload. And with that being said, let's get into it. So we're going to go for a new manager mode. I've already decided that I am going to start one as Ajax. Now, not as highly rated in this one as what they are currently in FIFA. Had a real kind of down years, and a lot of teams are really kind of underrated on this one, to be fair. So we're going to go ahead, name the manager, and then preferred currency, we will go for euros. You've got this player auto growth, which we'll have a read through it. Players grow and evolve in manager mode by earning experience points. Turn this setting off if you want to manually assign experience points earned, or leave it on to let the game do it for you. So you could basically essentially put whatever experience points you wanted into whichever attribute to boost that certain attributes, and that was really good. Fantastic customization. We're going to turn that on no, so we can have full control over that. You could set the match ticket prices as well. Always best to start with, I guess I always started with medium. Maybe we'll stick with that. Match difficulty level, we'll keep that world class, keep the half length as well. Then you get all these teasers, which was so cool. What German club plays at the Allianz Arena? That would be Bayern Munich, of course. These really fun teasers. That was, as I mentioned in the last video, it was a tiny touch. Just that is a little minute touch, but it's just so appreciated, something that just adds an element of fun into the game. Now you have this. You can of course select your sponsors, and you can click triangle to have sponsor details. It shows you what the loyalty qualifier is, the match funding. So every match you get a payout. In this case, everyone's offering 490,000. You got their season objectives, which all of them naturally is to win the league. Then you've got this loyalty qualifier. When you achieve the loyalty objective, they will then pay you out. So the loyalty qualifier here is respectable finish. And then you have bonus objectives: become the league champion, win a domestic cup, and you can get money for that as well. And they can all sometimes offer extra bonuses. In this case, they aren't, but we did have that in the last video. The fun thing about this is that each sponsor that was kind of obviously a generic created sponsor, not only had its own names and logos, it also had this kind of their own bios. Handcrafted from a secret family recipe, our citrus-based beauty products are some of the most tantalizing and rejuvenating in the market today. You know, whereas this one, you've got this booster juice, a refreshment for those who seek the fresh and tasty but will not sacrifice the healthy choice. Richello prides itself in their 100% organic juice. So yeah, just really fun. You know, again, those little touches that really kind of went a long way. Now, I can't imagine Ajax ever being sponsored by a beauty salon, but in this case, they will be. So we're going to go with them. Are you sure you want to select Liao Hair Salons as your sponsor for this season? Yes, I am, as Brahma18 has been named as the new manager of Ajax. When was the offside rule introduced? I'm going to say 1950? Oh, 1863. I was well off, nearly 100 years. So then you're presented with this menu, the central hub. You get a brief view of the league table, the teams around you to 5 spaces, top scorers, your upcoming fixtures, and then you also have the information. So you had job security, which is 50%, and then manager prestige, currently 1 out of 10, fan appreciation, the budget, experience points, and obviously whether the transfer window is open or not. A lot of this was kind of removed and kind of reintegrated. Now you have this manager rating, but it doesn't really tell you much of what that is. In this case, you've got a much better breakdown. Fan appreciation, job security is obviously to do with the board. Manager prestige will be, as you're achieving stuff, your prestige will go up and you'll be able to get better jobs. That I am sure. And obviously your budget as well. Then we can go into the menu here. Naturally, you've got team management. We'll have a look at this player growth section. This is obviously, we've got no experience points at the moment, so we'll come on to this in depth a little bit later on. It tells you, yes, their starting overall rating, how many points they've grown, and then their current overall rating as well. It shows you how many experience points they've got here. Obviously, they're all on 0 because we've just started. We've not played any games yet. And as this bar kind of goes up, you'll then see them kind of pick up more experience points as they play more, the training, etc. And also the staff, which we'll come on to a little bit later on. And then you can choose to upgrade that. And in this team, in this case, we have got auto growth off, so we can choose that. So that's really, really cool. Something that you kind of got now with the kind of development plans, but it's not as fine-tuned. You can really choose whatever you want here, which is just fantastic. Coming back to the menu, obviously you've got transfers as the transfer list, which is your team, and you can kind of choose to kind of list anyone for sale or for loan, nice and easy. Also shows their kind of morale and stuff, so kind of like the player hub that we've got now. Some of the names popping up to be on this list is just crazy. You've obviously got Vermaelen, you've got Irby Emanuelson, remember him? And then we go down a little bit more. Jan Vertonghen, that cannot be the Jan Vertonghen, surely. At left midfield, I was unaware. It is him. I had no idea he used to play in midfield. I really didn't. But there you go. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar still knocking around, and he's really the pick of the crop here, isn't he? At 84, 9.7 million market value. Luis Suarez. Have a look at this one, eh? That's, yes, the Luis Suarez indeed. Obviously, it doesn't look anything like him, but it is the Luis Suarez. Then we can go onto the transfer market. You can currently see the players whom are listed. So the blue arrow here means that they're listed for transfer, and the yellow arrow means that they're listed for loan. Got Jermaine Lens here. Remember him? Bit of a run at Sunderland, as I do remember. And then what you could do is you could search, detailed, submit search, and we'll just go for the generic one. That brought back too many players. So in this case, what we'll do is we will decrease the overall, or increase the minimum overall to 80. See if that will bring back enough. And there we go. So Casillas and Cristiano Ronaldo are the two highest rated players in this game. And look at that, Ronaldo and Messi, 23 and 21 years of age. It's pretty crazy, that is, isn't it? It really does make you feel old. And these were the good old days when you could search and see a player's overall. You could just search by overall, and you didn't have the global transfer network that we have now. And it was just so much easier, so much better, at least in my opinion. We've got the statistics here, obviously presenting the full league table. We've got the top 20, so the scorers and clean sheets, all the kind of individual stats. You could also have a look through your own team stats, the detailed stats and all that good stuff. And then here we come into Office, which is really where the good stuff comes. Naturally, you've got your calendar, fixtures and results. Then we come into player contracts. And this was really, if we have a look here, you can look to extend them up to 4 years in this case, salary per match and bonus per goal. That should change. If we go into this left back, that will then change the bonus per clean sheet. Yes, it does. And then you also have a re-signing fee as well, which is basically like a signing on bonus. Then we come into something that's very good, staff upgrades. This is very, very good indeed. Not only can you change your ticket prices here, but if you'll have a look, you can upgrade kind of different areas. So we've got attacking, we've got midfield, etc., the fitness coach. And that, when you do that, is then going to help increase kind of those relevant attributes. So for example, the fitness coach, each upgrade increases your rate of recovery after matches and helps rate of fatigue during a match. So that's just going to improve their fitness and stamina levels. That's absolutely huge. We don't have that now, do we? So this is way ahead of what FIFA can offer now. This comes out of the budget, which is obviously your transfer budget as well. So your budget really dictates everything, and obviously doing the ticket prices is really going to dictate how you can kind of increase your budget. You might get more fans in with a low ticket price, but then if you're doing well, you might be able to justify a high ticket price. So it's really about getting that balance. If we have a look in the scouting area here, not quite as advanced as what we have in FIFA 23 now. Basically what you could do is you could look for any region, search the position, and then trip length. You could do quick survey, good scout, or deep search. That would dictate how long kind of they take, and also the cost of the trip. So a deep search in this case would give us a 410,000 range, or 450 or whatever, depending on the region. So why don't we see how the transfers work? Let's try and sign someone. Who else do we have? Miguel Veloso at Sporting Lisbon. That's a really good suggestion. You could go through the bio here, see kind of what we've got. Play defensive midfield, central midfield, centre back, 22 years old. Let's have a look at his attributes. It looks good. Looks very good. So I think let's have a look at him. He's only 3.5 million. Let's see if we can try and sign him. So offer to buy. We'll put a transfer fee a little bit higher than what they're asking for. We'll go for kind of 3.8. Player salary, we'll increase this a little bit. He's on 22,000, although his market value is 22,000. We'll up this a little bit to 24. Bonus per goal, we'll put 10% because I'm going to play him as like a holding midfielder, so that shouldn't really be a problem. Contract length 5 years. Number of negotiations, I don't actually know what that means. You got negotiations remaining 3, but I can't remember kind of how this worked out now. Whether it kind of increased the strength of that, and you could only have a certain amount of negotiations ongoing at one point. So we'll submit this and see what he thinks. And basically we now have to wait a little bit of time. So why don't we go back? We can kind of sim this first match and see how this works from there. So we've got FC20, who at the time I believe may have been managed by Steve McLaren and won the league maybe. We shall see. The match finished 0-0 in the end. You can also get the match facts as well. 12 shots to 15. 67% passing accuracy. Not very good. And only 2 shots on target as well. So that certainly does need to improve if we advance. So this is how it works here. We get our sponsor payout, £490,000 per match. Player wages then gets taken away. We add ticket sales and then player transfers as well. Job security's gone up 1%. Fan appreciation has gone down 2%. So all of that kind of is affected on a match-to-match basis, essentially. So we've got a message now. You have failed to sign Miguel Veloso. Sporting does not agree with the transfer fee for Miguel Veloso. So we'll go back and we'll make another offer. How about we offer 4.5 million instead? So now if we go into our negotiation history, you can see kind of bidding in progress, and that will kind of help to update you along the way. We'll also have a look at transfer list, see if there's any kind of dead wood that we can get out of the club here. Players that we don't really need. Thinking of kind of the older guys who probably don't really have a role. Someone like Romdahl. So we'll put him up for sale. Same with Delorge as well. So I just messed around with the team a little bit as well. Tried to get Vertonghen in there. Couldn't really fit him in. We've got Emmanuelson who's kind of young. We've got Vermaelen in there as well. So I ended up going for that kind of defensive midfield role. It does have him as a central midfielder on this, but we'll just go with that nevertheless. So we'll go through and sim this next match as well and see how this one goes. And we do win that one 1-0 in the end. A fairly dominant performance, only 2 shots on target. Again, starting to wonder if that's just an issue with the engine in general, trying to calculate that. But nevertheless, we do get the win. The job security is now boosted up a bit to 56%, and the fan appreciation has gone up to 1. We've actually got an in from player transfers, 4.5 million on our budget, which suggests to me that the negotiations have failed, of which they have. So we'll go back again and have a look at that. But before we do that, we do have a couple of offers, and we can either reject or accept these. Unfortunately, the feature in which you could ask for them to offer more isn't in this one. I'm thinking maybe it came in FIFA 10, but I'm not sure. So we can either accept or reject these. They've offered a little bit below the market value, so I'm actually going to reject them both and see if they come back in with another bid. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at this negotiation history as well. Sporting CP does not agree with the transfer fee for Veloso, so we'll offer just a little bit more, 5.2 million. That will be the final straw. It really will. We'll increase the player's salary as well, because he might have an issue with it, and we'll see if this one works. Right, so we do win this game against Vitessianum 3-1 as well. A little bit more of a dominating performance. Now, if we have a look at the budget here, this will really tell us if we've been able to get Veloso in. Job security and fan appreciation all going up. But unfortunately, we have failed to sign Miguel Veloso, and now the transfer window is shut. So all of that for nothing. But you've really got a good idea of how those transfers work, and that was really kind of the most important thing. So back onto the central hub now. If we go along to the information section, you'll see that we've now got some experience points, 3,382. So let's click on that. So let's have a look at Stecklenburg here, for instance. As you can see, he's got 253 experience points. So if we click on him, and then we'll go down to obviously the goalkeeper ratings, because that's going to be the most important thing. Now, he's got 253 experience points, and as you can see here, if we wanted to improve his diving, for instance, to upgrade that by a point would cost us 231. So we can do that. That now goes up to 79, and then we can do that. So we can advance those changes, and it goes from there. Now, that will not, or will it have been? It will have been enough to improve his overall rating. So as you can see, he's now gone up to a 77. It's got +1 on that as well, and that's really how you can do it. Now, obviously, some people may have found this a little bit too kind of tedious and long-winded. I personally would have loved to kind of go through this and customize it to my own ability. So that's why, if you did find it like that, you can then put auto growth on, and it will automatically do it. But in this case, we will leave it as off. Let's also improve some of the staffing as well. We can really upgrade a little bit of everything here. So I think what a good thing to do would really be to go through and kind of upgrade everything by a little bit, and see if we can go for that. So everything's kind of at least 4 out of 10 now, which is better. Stadium manager, invest in your stadium manager to increase your stadium size. If you cannot fit in all your fans, you are losing season ticket sales. So that's really, really kind of cool as well. You've got negotiator. Upgrading your negotiations will help you bring better talent to the club for less money. Head scout will provide you with more information about players from other clubs and also get you better youth players through scouting. Fitness coach we've already spoken about, and then obviously goalkeeper, defensive, midfield, attacking. You're going to kind of improve those areas. What's also cool is that I've gone into kind of the contract negotiations page here, and you've got all the players. It shows their months left, etc. So these guys all got 8 months left. What's also cool though is that if you have a look at the top here, you'll see this time with team, and that shows you how long they've actually spent with the team. Even before kind of career mode began. So for example, you've got players here. We go to Stecklenburg. He's been with the team 7 years. And that's really, really cool, and just gives you a kind of a basis of seeing who kind of the long-term servants are to the club, and maybe you value that a little bit more. And really just good to kind of track that progress as well. Going to statistics, let's have a quick look at the league table here, see how it's shaping up. We're currently third, got a game in hand over PSV, who have just lost one, so we can overtake them with a win. Feyenoord won 3 out of 3 so far, so that's very impressive for them as well. And then obviously you can go down and get a view of the entire kind of team sheet. So I guess that's round about it really for kind of a brief exploration into career mode. We've really covered all of the kind of main bases here, and it's just been super fun. And it's just really interesting to see kind of the things that are in this that aren't in career mode now, 15 years later nearly. You know, the things like the staff upgrades, for example, things like the experience points that are allowing you to tailor a player's kind of element to how you want to, and that sort of thing. Obviously all the sponsors and stuff, selecting the ticket prices. Yes, not the job of a manager necessarily, but something that is just a really nice feature, and it's really cool to have. It gives you greater control, and so it's just super fun kind of going through these career modes, having so much fun kind of doing it. Make sure obviously to go and check out the last video where we had a overall look at FIFA 09 as well. And we're also got a video coming in the future of the custom tactics on FIFA 09 and see how they compare to the current tactics of FIFA 23. Because I'm telling you, there are better things on this game, and that is for sure. If you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, ring the bell to get notifications every time I upload a video. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, the link is down below. The best way to support the channel and get fantastic perks at the same time, such as exclusive tactics videos for FIFA 23, my FIFA 23 custom tactics package, Discord server access, fantasy football access, behind the scenes videos, and a whole lot more. With that being said, we're going to round it off there. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This has been super fun. Really excited to get into more of these videos, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. And until the next one, I will see you soon.